Hey guys, I kind of showed y'all what the back side of this looked like the last time. The reason I showed the back side was because I wasn't through with the front side. I didn't have this side finished up yet. So I got it done now. And I had an old mobile home door that I had taken off a house that I didn't need. So I just stuck that on there, and that's going to work out pretty good. I'll go inside and see what's going on in there. What I did on the inside to make it a little bit easier setting up my stove this time, I went ahead and poured me a concrete slab. This will make it nice and easy. Just bring the stove over here, set it up. It's already level. Won't have to worry about leveling up the barrel or anything like that. And in the back, what I did, it wasn't quite wide enough to put 2 pallets in here. So I took one of them, I think I had to cut like 5 inches off of it, and then put another runner on the side. But I got enough room in here now where if a cord of wood, I think it's 4 by 4 by 8, I can get a good 1.25 cords of wood in here, and that ought to last me a little while, keep me from having to tote wood so often. And what I can do is just back the truck right up to this door right here when I catch the weather right one day, and just load this thing up whenever I need it. Up top, there's where my pipe is going out. I've already cut that. Getting ready to work on the stove now. Just a couple things different on this barrel as opposed to the other one. What I did, I raised the whole door assembly all the way up as far as I could. The problem I was having when it was down here, when you get ready to lower the barrel, at the top of the door is right here. You kind of got to put your wood up in there at an angle, so you got to use a little bit of short pieces. What I've done now is got it up high enough where I can get a full length piece of wood in there and shouldn't have any trouble. And on the back side of this, I went with a flat stove gasket all the way around here. You can see a little bit right here to make this airtight. Something else I did, I didn't cut out the opening for this draft down here. It's got a little slide bar on it. I'm not going to use that. So y'all know I use this intake right here. And rather than having a 6-inch pipe, this time I decided to get the 8-inch and get it out just a little bit farther from the end of the stove. I couldn't find a galvanized elbow to put on this, so I'm still having to use PVC. So the farther I am away from this barrel, the better off it'll be. And then I'll just take these rope gaskets and go back inside the end of the barrel lids right here. And since I decided to use just the basic kit again as opposed to getting the deluxe version already has, I think, a seal around here, gasket seal. And it's got 2 little dial intakes down here that also it's got a little ash door with the gaskets around it. So it's supposed to be airtight. So what I do to make this one airtight, I'm going to just come back with this gasket right here, put it inside the door, glue it in there with the stuff right there, the high temp stove gasket, cement, and then glue it in. So when I close my door, this is airtight. All of this is airtight. The only way it gets air is through this intake. I'll get this thing finished up shortly and get it cranked up. There's the new stove all put together. Now I'm going to set it outside, build me a fire in it, try to get this thing burned off real good, get rid of that grease and stuff on the inside. Alrighty now, we're in business. That thing cooking up a storm. It's a real good idea to set these things outside, whether you're going to do a single barrel or a double barrel, and put them through at least one burn cycle. You can see the smoke and stuff coming off of this. All the grease is going to burn off, the paint. Not going to get it all the first time, but you can get the biggest stuff. You load it up with wood and let it burn through 3 or 4 hours. Most of this stuff be burnt off and dried up. Down inside there, she's just a bubbling away. That thing is forevermore scalding hot up in there. So I'll get it burned off today, let it cool down overnight, and tomorrow I'll set it back inside and hook my pipe up. And we're looking for, I think, 18 degrees tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, something like that. Coldest we've had this winter. That'd be a real good time to test this out, see how well she's going to heat. Well, this is the new setup right now. I got a nice straight pipe on that thing. Had a real good draw last night, and it was a real good test. I had just enough time yesterday to run me one little temporary circuit back here so I could have a fan and a light. It got down to 15 degrees this morning, and the best I could do in here last night was about 51 degrees, and that's not going to cut it as far as growing tomatoes and cucumbers, so I've got to make some arrangements, do some more insulating back here. I'd say it was a pretty good successful test run anyway. See, down on the bottom I don't have my blower box hooked up to it yet, so I just had the pipe coming in, and it was sucking air like crazy. That tall stack creates quite a draft, and what I tried to do a couple of times is put some duct tape over this just to cut it down, but I really needed to leave it just about wide open and get the optimal temperature out of it, and that's when it was open I could get it to 50, 51, something like that. When I started closing it up, I lost a few degrees. So the low temperature was 15. Lowest I saw when I was actually awake was 17, but according to the thermometer it came on down a couple of degrees after that. But just say 15 to 50, that's 35 degree difference. Subtract about 5, just call it 30 degree difference between the inside and outside temperatures. I really need to get that up into the 40, maybe 50 degree range. I can do it in a smaller greenhouse. I can take it down to 10 outside and still keep it in the 60s inside, which is pretty good. But I got to work on this a little bit. I may end up having to, on the coldest nights, open the door on the other end to the other greenhouse and heat that one, and use the 2 stoves to heat both of them at the same time. I'll see how it goes, but I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it work. One of the things I've got to do is do a better job of insulating this north wall right here. I've only got a single layer of plastic for my roll-up curtain, so what I'm doing is coming back on the inside and putting this regular 6 mil stuff, and I'm going to take it all the way down and actually put it in the ground, dig a little trench and bury the bottom of it, and try to do a better job of sealing up this north wall right here. I think that'll help out a whole lot. And on the west end right here, that's a lot of surface area right there with just one single layer of plastic. I don't have double poly on the ends, so what I'm going to do is come on the inside right here where my door was supposed to go, and I was going to put a window right here. I think for right now, for the next couple months where it's going to be the coldest time, I'm going to leave this sealed up and go ahead and put a second piece of plastic on the inside and create me a little air buffer right here. I'm trying to get this thing done just as fast as I can. It's taking a lot longer than I had anticipated. Let me go show y'all real quick why I need to hurry up. This is why I need to tighten up. Hurry up, get that oven ready so I can get this stuff in the ground. I got Jubilee tomatoes right here in bags, and big beef, beefsteak, bush beefsteak, some Rutgers waiting to go in the ground. They got a little bit taller than I wanted, but I got a trick for taking care of that. Over here, got some more bush beefsteak, couple yellow ox heart, squash and zucchini. Got some Charentas from somebody named Glow Orbit that sent them to me. Strawberries, peppers, even making a little strawberry down there. Been in here so long. Cucumbers back there. Got a couple of mini pumpkins from Gone to YouTube. These are some suckers I rooted right there. Some more right here. Another flat right there, ready to go. Some Big Mama's hybrid from Bow Hunter. Pole beans, more tomatoes, eggplants. All this stuff we got to go in the other greenhouse. And then some of my cool weather stuff. Here's the garlic from Melody Rose. Some butterhead lettuce. Pak choy, which is that Chinese cabbage. That's some good eating stuff right there. And then I got 2 little containers of onions right here. And then my cabbage, and I got a few broccoli right in the middle. I got a lot of work to do to try to get all this stuff situated. But I got to get the temperatures to where I'm pretty sure that I can maintain 55, 60 degrees a night. Then I'll be ready to go. That looks pretty good right there. Took that regular 6 mil plastic, put it on with furring strips, and dug a little trench at the bottom. Just dropped it down in there like a plant bed cover. Got it sealed up pretty good, so that'll give me about a 5-inch air pocket in there between this plastic and the plastic on the outside for the curtain. And if it works out pretty good, I'll just take the vertical strips down when the springtime comes and just roll this stuff up on the inside and pin it up to the top and get it out of the way. Might be able to use it again next winter. Hopefully it works out. What I've done right here on the west end is take this 12-foot section right here in the middle, just so tall, and go ahead and put a second layer of plastic on the inside here. That give me a 3.5-inch air pocket to work with, and see if I can make it through the winter with this. I'll probably come back in the springtime and put 2 layers on the outside and put the blower with it, but I'm going to see how this holds up. And what I've done right here on the stove, don't have my blower box made up yet, so last night I just had the PVC sitting here wide open, and all the air that was going up the stack was being sucked into the greenhouse from outside. So this time, for the night, went ahead and run the line to the outside of the building, so all the cold air can come out the side and go directly in that pipe, as opposed to pulling it into the greenhouse and then having to heat all that air too. I'm not too worried about trying to regulate the temperature up and down with the box like I have on the other greenhouse. Right now I just want to know, can I get the temperature up there? And if I had to leave the pipe wide open or whatever to get it done, as long as I can get it done, I know what I got to work with. I'm looking for a 50-degree difference between inside and outside temperature. So if it's 20 degrees outside tonight, some point in time I want to see 70 degrees in here. If I can get that, then I'll go ahead and plant. Y'all stay tuned.